Hi, welcome back to my channel. My intent this afternoon was to make my monthly wrap-up video, and I am going to do that maybe shortly after I do this one, because I've been thinking a lot about a book that I read called Lies, Lies, Lies by Adele Parks. Well, not only did I read this book, but I discussed it with another reviewer friend of mine because we both have it for a blog tour. Hers was last week, mine is today actually. And even though I think I've read maybe 9 books since I read Lies, 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 I can't stop thinking about it. So I figured, why not make a video to tell you about this book, because I think it's a good one. The book is called, I think my third or fourth time saying it, is Lies, Lies, Lies by Adele Parks. It's by Mirror, which is a Harlequin imprint. And it is a psychological thriller. So when I used to do book reviews before, I would read the blurb, and that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'll briefly tell you my thoughts about the book. So basically, it is going to be released on August the 4th. I'm making the video today, Sunday, the 2nd, so maybe I'll release it, I don't know, but anyway, it comes out on the 4th, and it centers on the story of Simon and Daisy Barnes. To the outside world, Simon and Daisy look like they have the perfect life. They have jobs they love, an angelic, talented daughter, a tight group of friends, but they have secrets too. Secrets that will find their way to the light one way or the other. Daisy and Simon spent almost a decade hoping for the child that fate cruelly seemed to keep from them. It wasn't until, with their marriage nearly in shambles and Daisy driven to depression, little Millie was born, perfect in every way, healing the Barnes family into a happy unit of 3. Ever-indulgent Simon hopes for one more miracle, one more baby, but his doctor's visit shatters the illusion of the family he holds so dear. Now Simon has turned to the bottle to deal with the revelation, and Daisy is trying to keep both of their secrets from spilling outside of their home. But Daisy's silence and Simon's habit begins to build until they set off a catastrophic chain of events that will destroy life as they know it. Yes, I could have done a much better job of reading it, but to be honest, I just printed this from my blog and the print is rather small. Anyway, let me tell you the phases in which I wrote this book review. First of all, when I read the book, I posted it on Facebook. I just can't believe the book I just read. That was my first comment about the book. And then I did a weekly summary for last week, ending last Saturday. And I said, wow, this book was a wowzer. And then I started to compose my book review. And I'm not going to read my review because, of course, I know the book, but I just want to tell you my thought was, when I finished that book, it was a wow, wow, wow feeling. And I'm the kind of person that goes from book to book to book, because I read at least 2 books a day, sometimes 3, and then I sit down later and I write up the reviews. But this is a book that just won't leave my mind. And let me tell you, the title is very clear. It's lies. As a matter of fact, it's triplicated. Lies, lies, lies. So we know that someone in the book is lying. And as the blurb shows you, Simon had a lie, which was his alcoholism that he and Daisy were trying to hide, or more so Daisy. But Daisy also had lies and secrets that she was holding dear. The question is, will these secrets erode their marriage? Well, even before their secrets have a chance to completely dissolve, or should I say, even before these secrets have a chance to be exposed, their marriage starts to crumble. And it was on a couple of levels. Obviously, the alcoholism was a huge problem. In any marriage, relationship, or family, alcoholism is going to be a problem. But it was about the fact that they wanted children, and they tried for 10 years. IVF, different types of other fertility treatments, and finally they had a beautiful, beautiful little girl named Millie. Now Millie is 6 years old, and they are wonderful parents. Simon is an adoring father, and he just craves one more child. So he wants this other child, and they're not getting pregnant. So he goes and sees his doctor, and his doctor gives him news that just breaks the tiniest bit of confidence he had at this point. Remember, his drinking was taking over, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But any bit of confidence that Simon had, that doctor's visit completely shattered it. And I'm not going to tell you what the doctor told him. Well, meanwhile, Simon, as I mentioned, as an alcoholic, he was a functioning alcoholic. But what it was is he was starting to have a lot of misses, a lot of mistakes. And I've been around family members that have had too much to drink, and I've seen mistakes. But his mistakes were catastrophic, and they affected their daughter, Millie, and that was rather tragic. Now, the story, though, became layered, though, because we have Simon's alcoholism, how it affects his family. We have secrets about Daisy that are coming out bit by bit by bit, but they're coming out really slowly. So that's why I consider the story to be layered. Now, I figured that it was I didn't figure. I said in my review that it was a very well-developed book, and the reason I said that is when we hit a groundbreaking twist, I thought, okay, the book is almost done, because I was completely focused on the book. I wasn't looking at what page I was on. I was just dead into the book. Well, I did look down and realize I was only 50% into it. So if the story reached a climax at 50%, we knew that it was going to explode somewhere at some future point within the book. Now, not only all of these things are happening in my mind while I'm reading the book, but I'm also trying to hate Simon. You know, he's a drunk. He doesn't care about his wife. He doesn't care about his daughter. Their safety means nothing to him. Their pride, their family. No, I just did not want to like this guy. And I love that the author, Adele Parks, created those feelings within me, because what she did is she sucked me into the story. She kept the story relevant to me. She made me feel. She made me feel for Simon because he couldn't control his drinking. She made me feel for Daisy because she loved Simon unreservedly and what she went through. And it made me feel bad for Millie because she didn't understand what her parents were dealing with. Now, as readers get into this book, they understand why Simon had the obsession to alcoholism. As a matter of fact, in my book review on my blog, I include a blurb from the publisher, an excerpt actually, I'm sorry. And the very first sentence in the prologue reads, Simon was 6 years old when he first tasted beer. Yes, thanks to his father, he got a taste of alcohol, and that alcohol, or that desire, that taste, that craving, it just never ever left. Now, as I mentioned, Simon's drinking started to affect the family, and something dreadful happened in the story at a certain point. And then things begin to change. And now we're not just seeing Simon, we're seeing layers and layers about Daisy. We're seeing now that she too has secrets. Yes, she held the secret of his drinking close to their vest as far as their friends and family were concerned, but now her secrets are starting to be revealed. And not only are her secrets starting to be revealed, but there's a character who comes into the scene. And when this character comes on scene, it just upsets the balance of the rest of the book. And that compassion I felt for Daisy at this point, that compassion grew tenfold. So the book goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it reaches a crescendo. And as it reached a crescendo, let me tell you, it had a jaw-dropping conclusion. Okay? I am totally skipping who the character was, how it concerned Daisy, and anything about her secrets. I'm not going to spoil any of that. But what I will say is the book dealt with, obviously, alcoholism, infertility. It dealt with postpartum depression. So the book maybe I wouldn't really maybe maybe those could be considered trigger warnings, but they were very, very serious issues that the book dealt with. um, the last sentence I said in my review was, the author certainly had no trouble poking me in the eye with this book because she made me feel. And I just wanted to tell you that. That's it, 10 minutes. And that's all I'm going to say about Lies, Lies, Lies. And maybe I will do more reviews on my channel, but at the very least, I really wanted to do this one. So thank you for your time. Bye-bye.